Beneath the shadow of his blade, Talon's story remains shrouded in mystery, a tale as detailed and gripping as the scars he leaves behind. Diving deeper, we'll explore his childhood in the dangerous underbelly of Noxus, the pivotal moment when a notorious assassin family reshaped his destiny, and how his relentless pursuit of perfection not only sharpened his skills, but unknowingly set the stage for his family's tragic downfall. Orphaned as a young child, Talon spent most of his childhood utterly alone. His earliest memories were that of rushing through dark Noxus underground passages with a blade in his hand. His existence held no concept of family or friends, and instead, he found solace in the satisfying clinks of a stolen gold purse and familiar alleyways. Talon quickly discovered that the only way to survive in the underbelly of Noxus was to rely on his wits, pickpocket what he could, and avoid the prying eye of Noxian guards. But it wasn't Noxian guards he would soon have to worry about. As Talon's alleyway skill and notoriety blossomed, he started catching the attention of Noxian guilds, surprisingly not for his thefts, but for his skill with the blade. They would eventually extend him a deadly offer: join them or die. Talon's response? The bodies of their guild assassins floating in Iron Gate's moat. And if you think about it, it's easy to understand why he would decline their offer. All his life, Talon had relied on nothing but his own wit and skill to scrape a living out of the Noxian slum hellhole he was living in. Joining a guild meant losing all of his freedom to operate, which was a foreign concept to him. What happened next, however, would change his entire perspective on the matter. Talon continued dispatching any guild hitman that came his way, until one day, he encountered an assassin that easily deflected his blows, matching his strikes 1-to-1 and even disarmed him. Sword still pointing at Talon's throat, the assassin revealed himself to be General Marcus du Couteau, the head of the du Couteau household, a powerful family in Noxus that owned one of the largest assassin guilds in the Empire. The general offered him the same choice that the other guilds did, but with a more immediate threat. Embrace death now or pledge allegiance as an agent of the Noxian High Command. Talon chose to live and asked for allegiance, not to the Noxian High Command, but instead to General du Couteau himself. For the first time in his life, Talon found someone that was worthy of his respect, with the general being the first person that rivaled his skill with a blade. The general agreed to his request and took Talon under his own wing, turning him into an unofficial member of the now 5-strong du Couteau family, consisting of Marcus, his wife Serena, their 2 daughters Cassiopeia and Katarina, and now Talon. For several years, Talon carried out missions under the du Couteau name and killed hundreds of men. His missions carried him all across Runeterra, wandering through the icy forests of Freljord, undercover in the inner sanctums of Demacia, and sweating through the deserts of Shurima. But soon Talon would be given an assassination contract from an unexpected person for someone a little too close to home. In Talon's short story titled The Name of the Blade, he receives a personal mission from Marcus, and the target, the general's own daughter, Katarina. But why would Marcus want his own daughter dead, you might be asking? Marcus is a man of honor, and unfortunately, Katarina failed a crucial mission and brought shame onto the family. An unacceptable outcome in the du Couteau house, whose assassins strive for perfection. On the mission, Talon ambushed Katarina as she was escaping the battlefield of another botched assassination. Before he struck, he made quick mental calculations for the kill: the slope of the ground, the direction of the wind, her exposed weak points, how fast she was walking, and then closed in on his target. After what seemed like the perfect strike, Talon looked back and realized he only managed to cut over Katarina's left eye. The knight had witnessed another ruined assassination, and overcome with guilt by his failure, Talon dropped his blade in front of Katarina. He had failed his mission, and he was ready to receive his judgment. Instead of exacting revenge, though, Katarina simply turned and walked away. After this point, the League lore retcon and restart of 2014 changed around some things, but what we do know is that a few years later, General du Couteau dies unexpectedly and mysteriously. Serena and Cassiopeia eventually shift to Shurima, and Katarina gradually becomes an independent assassin working directly under Swain, leaving Talon to address du Couteau agenda himself, completing guild missions and investigating the disappearance of his adopted father whenever possible. We get back on track with the Katarina comics released early in 2023, which provided us a bunch of new insights into what happened after the death of Marcus. Hint hint, it has to do with Talon. One of the first plot twists in the Katarina comics was the reveal of Marcus's death and how it actually turned out to be part of his master plan to fake his own death in order to make his assassination attempt on Swain easier. Marcus wanted to reclaim the throne for the Black Rose and LeBlanc, and this was his way of preparing. When Katarina found out her father was alive, she confronted Talon, and he revealed that not only did he know about it, but he also helped Marcus fake his own death 3 years prior, and that they were planning to kill Swain together all along. The relationship between Katarina and Talon was completely shattered after this confession. Talon had always been his father's favorite disciple, and he always secretly wanted Marcus to make him the du Couteau heir. This made Talon dangerous to Katarina, and she knew this. But this also made Katarina dangerous to Talon as well, so in that moment, Talon looked to strike down Katarina with her own daggers to quell the trouble she might bring. In response, she brandished a broken blade she hid in her sleeve and slashed at Talon's right eye, permanently disfiguring him like he had done to her so many years ago. She warned Talon that while she had grown beyond Couteau, he was still stuck being Marcus's pawn, chasing the father figure they both wanted but could never have. She went on to say that the two of them were nothing but blades for his collection. Talon denied the allegations and called Katarina another one of Swain's corrupted traitors. She gave one last piece of advice to her brother. "You deserve to be more than what he made you, and I hope you realize that someday." In the events that follow, Katarina foils Marcus's assassination attempt on Swain and even helps him kill Marcus du Couteau. For good this time. Talon has a severe lack of self-identity, and when someone like that has gone all their life without thinking about who they are, they automatically cling to the person that gives their life purpose and meaning, which in this case happens to be Marcus. This is why he was so emotional during his encounter with Katarina, and why he tried to end her life with her own blades. He knew that the outcome of their encounter decided whether Marcus toppled the Empire by killing Swain or died at the hands of his own daughter. A few days later, after the foiled assassination attempt and Marcus's death, we discover a letter made out to Jaredon, a Black Rose double agent. In that letter, we find out that Talon is currently in Shurima mourning the loss of his adopted father, while back in Noxus, Katarina serves as the head of the du Couteau family after being appointed by Swain. While not explicitly stated, we can make a solid guess that this letter was sent by Serena du Couteau, who happens to be secretly working for the Black Rose under the shadows. Talon likely still wants to avenge his father and claim the house for himself by killing Katarina and Swain, and since the Black Rose is also plotting against Swain and his followers, there is a good chance that they, along with Serena and Cassiopeia, might help Talon get the revenge he wants. Talon's story is one of loss, isolation, and a constant desire for power, qualities that are not only unique to him, but one other champion who was so powerful, she was buried alive for over a century. Click on here to check out that video, and I'll see you in the next one.